It's interesting that you combine those things, though, that you have this gym where there's all this martial arts stuff and then the tactical stuff. What do you do to chill out? Because it seems like everything is fucking go, 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 go. Everything is lifting weights and shooting and pulling ropes and shooting and arm dragging and shooting. What do you do to calm yourself?
I am hobby heavy.
Hobby heavy. Well, you showed me your drawings.
Yeah, I do.
Very talented.
So I draw. I bird watch.
Bird watch?
Yep. I've been a bird watcher since I was 10 years old.
Really?
Yep. Golf. I go down this list. Guitar, drums, cook. Let me see here. I got so many freaking hobbies. It's ridiculous. But the good thing about most of them is I could go to them and it doesn't take me a lot of time or energy to invest in it. Fishing, I'm a big time fisherman, outdoorsman, woodsman type of thing. I love that stuff. I get into the Rocky Mountains at least once a year and do like privation training, just on my own.
So like, what do you do when you do that? Like, just camp out there and live off the land?
Yeah,
for a few days?
try to sustain, with what I have and what's available to me, and it also includes.
You do that once a year?
Yeah, and it also includes orienteering. So 1/24,000 scale topographical map, and so orienteer in, and these are wilderness areas, not like national parks or forests. And then try to hunt it, kill it, eat it, along the way. I carry enough food so I'm not going to be miserable. So I'm not going to suffer.
How many days do you do when you're out there?
Well, it now that I'm retired, not 4 to 5 anymore. Yep.
Do you bring a rucksack or something like that?
Yep. So I pack in, whatever I need, and packing a ruck is it's artwork, man.
Sure.
Even if you've been in the military forever, you just never ever get that down to a perfect science.
Right, especially a weight.
Yeah, because you got weight, you got terrain, you got the situation may dictate to strip this and add that, and then where are you going to put it? And
do you bring satellite phone or anything when you do it? Or
I do. I bring one of those sat phones. Yep.
You don't want to roll an ankle out there.
Well, plus I usually go to Montana, like Bob Marshall, so that's boasts the highest concentration of grizz in the lower 48.
Yeah.
So you're not on the top of the food chain, man. There's some big hungries out there.
That's a fucking scary spot.
Yeah.
Well, it's always usually pretty good unless you run into a female.
Yeah.
With her cubs.
Right. Yep.
That's when it gets super sketchy.
I just wrote about that. That's another. I write. So I write for Ballistic Magazine and Combat Handguns, and I just wrote an article about that in Ballistic. About what should be in your personal survival kit. Let's say you go on a day fishing trip in Alaska. What do you have in that thing? In the event that you need to go into contingency planning mode, that shit hits the fan, you got to have something on you instead of just your Orvis fly rod and a couple bead heads.
Yeah, the big debate with hunters is, should you bring bear spray or should you bring a pistol?
Yep.
Especially,
I bring both.
Yeah, smart.
Yep. Anytime bear country, I bring both. I got them both on, and I've talked to a lot of grizz hunters, and I put that in that article too. It's like, guys, I've done some research here, but yeah, so I'll bring both.
Have you had any encounters when you're up there?
I've had almost every year.
Really?
The closest one, 15 yards, male.
Jesus.
Yeah, that was the first time ever up there too, and I'm smoked. I'm at the end. This is when I started doing these when I was active, so bringing up unit guys, and this one was 95 miles long. We walked from a little spot on the map. Oh, Columbia Falls, south of Columbia Falls, Montana, to Lincoln, the home of Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber.
Really?
So, yeah.
That's where he lived?
Yeah. So walk this stretch, and it's 95 miles, right, north to south. And you got to cross like 3 different mountain passes, and it's smoker. So I think it was the 5th day, because we had one more RON, one more rest overnight. And on the 5th day, we would walk like lines of drift and stuff like that, And whenever I couldn't see 25 yards up ahead of me, I would, clap my hands, make some racket, coming through.
Smart.
That kind of thing.
Yep.
Because Grizz want nothing to do with you.
Right.
You get in between their young, their food source, or you startle them. That's when you run into trouble.
Right.
So I did not want to, and here I am. And I've got 6 guys with me, but they're lagging behind. And I, coming through, and I look up ahead, and this gigantic male stands up, bagoosh. And the only thing that my only reaction was, whoa! I mean, I was just blown away.
Just think 15 yards is less distance than you flew when you crashed into the deer.
Right, yeah.
You flew in the air. So you could fly in the air and pass that bear by 5 yards.
That's right, yep.
Wow.
Yep. He took off. Boom. He was gone.
Jesus. Yep. Lucky.
Yeah. Because, I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of animal.
Yeah.
I tell you, when you're standing, like, in the woods, in the wild, 15 yards, 15 yards. And when that thing stood up, that's all I could. I mean, I had a gun and bear spray on him. I went for neither of them. All I could think was, whoa. And then when he took off, my next thought was, where's my camera?
Oh, Jesus. Well, that's nature's cleanup crew right there. Yeah. Anything that limps, falls down, fucks up, that's what it's there for. That's why there's 1,000 pounds of them.
Man.
It needs to keep
impressive.
eating.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a majestic animal. When you see one in the wild, you realize, like, wow, like, this is just, nature has a system.
Yep.
They know what they're doing. When they want to get rid of a moose, they send one of these motherfuckers in there.
Yep.
I mean, really.
Yeah.
So when you're doing these things, are you keeping a journal when you're doing these trips while you're by yourself?
I usually don't go by myself. I usually have strap hangers, and they're different every year. It's a lot of times just like this, a couple guys talking, saying, "Oh man, I'd like to do that with you."
Oh,
so we'll just send me an email, and I'll send you the dates. And
wow!
Because one is securities and numbers,
right?
Especially in Grizz country.
Yeah.
Plus, I like teaching stuff, so I'll have guys who I could teach like orienteering and field craft, making a fire with sticks and that kind of thing, and the right way to maybe to prep and cook a trout. So. Do
you bring a rod with you?
Yeah.
One of them small breakdown rods.
I'll bring I'll bring 2 of them. I'll bring a telescoping tenkara and a 4-piece, like a 5-weight Orvis.
Oh, okay.
Because,
so that's a fly rod then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I am, for me, that's sustenance. Because
Right.
I'm not taking a lot of food. Plus, I want to fish. I want it to be time off.
Right.
I want to chill. I don't want to just work my ass off when I'm on these. So I'm out there ripping lips, but I'm eating 2 of them in the morning and 2 at night. And then it's a lot of fun. I've been doing these things now since '98, I think.
It's a great way to decompress too, right?
Yeah. The places I go to, one of them is I will lose cell phone coverage an hour before I hit the end of the dirt road.
Oh.
Yep. So, and then you stop the car, you're at the end of the road. Now you're already you're just at the edge of the wilderness area, deep into a national forest.
Right.
And then into the wilderness for, however many days and miles.
You run into other folks when you're out there?
Very rarely. The best, I loved walking like on the 95-mile one and seeing nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody. Yeah. I mean, these places are remote. The Frank Church in Idaho.
Idaho, yeah.
I walked the Wind River in Wyoming. The Frank Church, I walked from the town of Salmon to McCall. That one smoked me.
How far is that?
On the scale of things, as a crow flies, it's not that far. I think it's 60 miles or something, but it's straight up, straight down.
Yeah.
It's the most horrific and just terrifying terrain. I mean, especially if you're, if your objective is to move from point A to point B and not just an out and back, let me see how far I can go. No, when you got somebody picking you up at point B and you have to be there,
right?
Oh man, it is a freaking smoker.
Yeah, I've never been to the Frank Church, but my friend Ryan Callahan was living up there for a long time, and
cool.
He says it's amazing up there. It's also so remote, but yet it's so close to Boise. Like it's not that far,
right? Yeah, right. Yeah, the grand scale things, it's not that far,
right?
But there's when you have these wilderness areas, like, I don't know, let's say it's 500 million square acres or whatever
Right.
it is, that's also encompassed by national parks and stuff.
Yeah.
And, national parks will have dirt roads in them, and they'll have little scatterings of population here and there. But those wilderness areas, there's nothing in those.
Yeah. Just animals.
Yeah, there's no dirt roads.
And it's such a complete ecosystem too. I mean,
Yep.
they have everything from wolves to
Yep.
grizzlies to mule deer to elk. It's all living up in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they are cool. I mean, I love doing those too, because you have to think there is an element of danger here that can kill me. And it's not just a big hungry. You could get cut and die out there, because nobody's coming to get you. Even if you got that beacon, Forest Service and stuff, they're probably busy servicing, grandma broke a leg trying to take a picture of a bison in this national park. Coming into that wilderness area, there's no HLZs there and stuff like that.
Right.
So, man, I love that element of danger, especially since I retired. I want to be cold, tired, hungry, and maybe a little scared. And I want that several times a year, because, it's primal.
Right.
And I think most guys need that.